Welcome to the Insurance Brokers Podcast, Helpful Hints. Here we break down the best, most informative bits of our full-length interviews.
Should we start perhaps with a little bit of background, because R&D Tax Relief and how that relates to insurance brokers and indeed their clients is perhaps something of a misunderstood concept. So would it be really good if you could give me a bit of background about who you are and what you do at Markel?
Sure. So as you quite rightly said, my name is Justine Dignam. I'm Director of Tax Incentives and Reliefs at Markel. So we have a specialist team of just under 30 people who just solely specialise in niche tax services. So we have a group of people who are chartered tax accountants, qualified accountants, tax technicians, technologists, scientists, engineers and PhD qualified specialists who have real sector expertise. So as I say, we've specialised in this really niche area of tax for the last 15 years. And to do that, we partner with over 2,500 accountants businesses in the UK. And we act as their outsourced tax partner. So an area of tax that they wouldn't necessarily fall upon on a daily basis, we can assist and offer their clients that real niche advice. The analogy that I always work with is a little bit like if you've got a heart condition and you went to your GP and said, you know, I really feel that I've got a problem with my heart. You certainly wouldn't expect your GP to say, well, look, hop up on the bed and I'll take a look. You would expect that they would refer you straight away to a cardiologist to give you specialist advice. And that's how we work with our referral partners throughout the UK.
So I think that's really interesting on a number of ways, because the people listening to this podcast are, by default, insurance brokers, and many of them running businesses. Tax for me, and I run several businesses, is one of those things that I go, I've got no idea and probably doesn't apply to me. And I have very recently learned, which has led to our fabulous conversation, that actually it 100% does. And there are real, tangible ways in which insurance brokers and clients of insurance brokers should be looking at this kind of stuff, because it can actually generate quite a lot of you can get a lump sum of cash return, can't you?
Absolutely. So just a little background. So R&D Tax Relief is one of the UK's most generous tax relief. So it's provided by the UK government and it's to support innovation and development in the UK. So it's available to businesses that are subject to corporation tax. So for a business to qualify, it has to be paying or subject to UK corporation tax. So for example, it couldn't be a charity. But it's looking for companies who are seeking to make an advance in scientific or a technological advance. And that tends to be project driven. But when you say that, people obviously think of companies such as Dyson or a pharma company where the level of development is groundbreaking or it's significant. And actually the hurdles really aren't that high. So if you think about the UK market, there's over 6 million what is classified as UK SMEs. Now the classification of an SME is slightly different actually in terms of R&D, but broadly think of 6 million businesses out there. And yet there's only under 60,000 businesses claiming for R&D, which is, clearly a drop in the ocean. And what that means by a significant advance in technology or science is around making something potentially faster, lighter, cheaper, more environmentally friendly, increasing the longevity of, say, a food product or a seed. The main criteria to qualifying for R&D is there's got to be uncertainty around that achievement. So a risk of failure. So if, for example, a business is looking to make an advancement in developing a product that's more durable or more sustainable, if they can go away and think about that over the weekend and then come up with a plan of actually how they're going to be able to do that, and have the knowledge and certainty that that's going to work, then that wouldn't qualify as R&D. There has to be a risk of failure. And indeed, actually, Sarah, if a project does fail, then the qualifying costs can still be claimed back. So that's a significant kind of incentive, if you like, for businesses to really invest in innovation and looking to develop. And in fairness, quite often people think of these as just an advancement that they're making in terms of that's what we do as our day job. We make these widgets and as a commercial goal, we've had to make them faster or cheaper or lighter or made of a different substance to remain commercial.